Closing bell 6.5 minutes away. We've been watching the NASDAQ with a hawk eye as it tries to notch its 17th record close of the year. Just a minute ago in the commercial break, it did turn negative, so it needs to close up 49 points to notch a new all-time high. Right now, it's down 30, so it cannot hold on to the gains that it got, certainly propelled by Meta and Microsoft's earnings. But remember, after the bell, Apple and Amazon. We should look at Figma. This is the design software vendor making an explosive public debut on the New York Stock Exchange. This company priced at $33 a share. At the open, the stock more than tripled in its first trade, popping as high as $124. And right now, moderating a bit, but still at $84. That is a gain of 255%. So a little background here. Figma's IPO values the company above $19 billion on a fully diluted basis. You may remember Adobe tried to buy Figma for $20 billion back in 2022, but then ditched the acquisition after UK regulators said the deal would harm design software innovation. So goes public and looks like it's on its way to just about under $20 billion. Investors are plugging into AI power companies because none of this AI stuff works without energy. Constellation Energy and Oklo are hitting record highs. Nano Nuclear and NuScale, we've got those down at the moment, just fractionally. Microsoft and Meta Platforms yesterday revealed so much spending on data centers to support their AI plans. Collectively, those companies, along with Amazon, Alphabet, and Oracle, will spend an estimated $381 billion in CapEx this year alone. That is up 50% from last year. Vertiv provides power, cooling, and other infrastructure for data centers and industrial facilities. We're bringing in its CEO from Vertiv headquarters in Westerville, Ohio. Here's Gio Albertazzi. Gio, you guys play such a pivotal role in powering all of these data centers. We just talked to Renee Haas of ARM Holdings. They make power sippers, meaning the ones that don't use too much energy. But how crucial is what you do right now to the entire ecosystem that's building out so quickly?
Well, certainly, it's great being here. What we do is really, as you were saying, power and cooling the data center infrastructure, and not only, but the focus is clearly on data center right now. And we were talking about, you were just talking about power generation. And, you know, when power needs to go from the power generation to the chip, and that turns into heat, and the heat needs to be treated, extracted, and transformed, that's where we play. We have the entire range, the entire portfolio of technology that makes that happen. From grid to chip, from chip to heat reuse or heat rejection. So very, very, very crucial role to enable the data center industry to work, to exist, to expand, and to grow.
Well, that's why a lot of changes, and we just talked about how there were reports that Microsoft was scaling back its data center plans in the spring because people were panicking a little bit. And back in March, I remember analysts at Barclays said first quarter orders for you guys did not support high teens growth in 2026. But in your latest earnings report, you raised full year 2025 net sales guidance by $550 million to $10 billion. Is that rock solid? What's really driving that?
Well, we certainly firmly believe in our guidance, but we've been delivering strong order growth. You can look at it in terms of quarter to quarter, year on year, or trailing 12. But what we've been saying all the time is don't just look at the short-term order number. Look at the trajectory. Vertiv is on, and the industry is on. The industry is strong. Don't be scared in the short terms. There will be news about the DeepSeek or a hyperscaler, maybe temporary rethinking some of their strategy, but the industry is going ahead. AI is a real thing. The digital infrastructure that supports AI is going to grow. This is a big trend, a big secular trend, and we are in the middle of it. So what we said is this industry is growing. We're taking market share in this industry, and our position has not changed. If anything, we're even more convinced that we've been before.
Well, there's always the question of competitors. And boy, there's one name that no matter what the industry or the sector, when Amazon says it's entering a certain sector, everybody else in that industry starts to shake a little bit. And it was, I believe, just earlier this month, your stock plunged after Amazon unveiled its own in-house liquid cooling design. I mean, who's better? How much of a threat? Have you looked at what they're doing?
Look, I would not comment specific customers' decisions or trends, but in general, when we talk about hyperscalers, each hyperscaler, when they build for themselves, they lease also a lot of data center capacity. But when they build for themselves, they have their own philosophy. And some are very focused on designing their own equipment. And then when they design their own equipment, they can partner with the players in the industry, such as ourselves or others, and can ask them to manufacture. So there is a very broad range of ways about building the infrastructure. So we do not see that necessarily as competition, but as a very specific choice of a big player to decide to go down a certain technology path.
Gio, good to see you.